Hello everyone, nice to meet you. My name is Jihan Shazia Kia. You may call me Jihan. Today I'm going to explain you about elements and compound. So, what is element and compound? Element is a substance made of atoms that contain same number of protons and cannot be split into anything simpler. Meanwhile, compound is a pure substance made up of two or more elements chemically combined. There is an unlimited number of compounds and cannot be separated into their elements by physical means. Now I'm going to tell you what is periodic table. I know you guys know what is periodic table, but what does it mean? So periodic table is the elements that arrange in the order of increasing proton number. Proton number can be called atomic number. The column called groups and the horizontal rows called period. Here is the periodic table of elements. This is group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5, group 6, group 7, group 8, and the rest are the period. So I'm going to tell you the difference between metal and metal. Metal are very common, of course, but what is the difference? So metal are usually hard and dense, and all metal are good conductors of electricity. And metal are good conductor of heat. Examples are brass, bronze, metal sludge, steel, and others. Next, we have non-metal. Non-metal are softer than metals, and the densities are very low, except for diamonds. Diamonds are very hard, but they are non-metal. They are very poor conductor of electricity and tend to insulate, except for graphite is a form of a carbon. Generally poor thermal conductor. Example of non-metals are silicon, which is the symbol is Si, and antimony, which is Sp, the symbol, and lastly is sulfur. Next is electron arrangement. The electron is the same group have the same number of electrons in their outer shell. For the main group elements, the number of the group is the number of the electron in the outer shell. The period also have number. The number shows how many shells of electron the atom has. So the green one is a neutron and the red one is the proton. So these things are, and the outside is the electron which is in the shell. Next is the table of subatomic particles. The proton, the relative mass is 1 and the charge is positive. The neutron, the relative mass is 1, is neutral. Meanwhile, electron is 1 per 1840, which is the charge is negative. So what is isotopes? Isotope is the same elements display the same chemical characteristic. That is because they have the same number of electrons in their outer shell and same electronic configuration. The difference between isotope is the number of neutrons, which are neutral particles within the nucleus and add mass only. Now, I'm going to introduce you the groups in the periodic table. Now we go to the group 1. Group 1 is an alkali metal. In group 1, alkali metals are very soft solid with relatively low melting points and low density. The lithium fizzes slowly until it disappears, which is the lithium symbol is Li, and then sodium, which is Na, fizzes rapidly and disappears faster. Then potassium burns violently with a purple flame and disappears extremely quickly. Potassium is the symbol is K. Next we go to the group 7, the halogen. Group 7 is the most non-reactive metals. So, fluorine. Fluorine is F, is a pale yellow gas. Chlorine is Cl, is a poisonous green gas. Bromine Br is a toxic red-brown. Iodine is I, is the dark gray solid which gives off purple vapor when heated. And lastly is astatine, which is At, is a black solid. Then lastly is the group 8, or we can call it group 0. It is made up of noble gas. The elements are all gases at the room temperature and have a complete outer shell of 8 electrons, except for helium, which only has 2 electrons only. then the elements have more and more electrons as you go down to the group, which means that they have a form of stronger intermolecular forces. Now chemical bonding in elements. Metallic elements are held together by metallic bonding, which is result metallic lattice. Non-metallic bonding elements held together by covalent bonding or exist as separation covalent bonding result in simple molecule or diene molecule lattice. Now we go to the feature of covalent bonding. The bond is formed by a sharing of a pair of electrons between two atoms. Each atom contributes one electron to each bond. The molecules are formed from atoms linked together by covalent bond. Next, bonding in elements. Metal plus non-metal compounds are held together by covalent bonding. Metal plus non-metal compounds are held together by ionic bonding, which result in ionic lattice. Now let's go to the ionic compound. The electrons involved in the formation of ions are those in the outer shells. Metal ions lose their outer electrons to become positive ions. In doing so, they achieve this the more stable electron arrangement of the nearest noble gas. And also, atoms of nonmetal gain electrons to become negative ions. As a result, they achieve the stable electron arrangement of the nearest noble gas. Commons in ionic bonding. Metal atoms have always lose their outer electrons to form positive ions. The number of positive charge on metal ions is equal to the number of electron lost. Ionic electrovalent bonds result from the attraction between oppositely charged ions. Here is the chemical formula of elements and compounds. Aluminum nitrate becomes AlN, iron sulfide, and if you become Fe plus 3 as negative 2, then strontium phosphate Sr plus 2 PO4 3 negative. Here are the 4 different types of solid physical structure. Diene metallic lattice is a positive ions in C electrons, while diene ions lattice is alternating positive and negative. Next we have giant molecular lattice is a giant molecule Markov molecule making lattice, and simple molecular substance consisting of simple molecules in the lattice held together by a weak force. Now I'm going to tell you the difference between graphite and diamond. So, graphite. Each carbon atom in graphite bonded to 3 others forming layers of hexagon, leaving 1 free electron per carbon atom. The layers are very strong, but the layers attracted to each other by intermolecular forces. For example of graphite is pent. And next is diamond. Each carbon atom bonds with a 4th other carbon. It does not conduct electricity, has a very high melting point, extremely hard and dense. Diamond hardness makes it useful for purposes where extremely tough material are required. For example of diamond is jewelry. Molecular crystal is a substance that have a relatively weak intermolecular binding such as dry ice. So, if you guys don't know what is dry ice is a solidified carbon dioxide. A solid forms of renewable gas, for example, argon, krypton, and xenon. Crystals of numerous organic compounds. The example of molecular crystals, there are quartz, salt crystal, and ice crystal. Quartz is made up of silicon and oxygen, salt crystal is chlorine and sodium, and lastly is ice crystal, which is oxygen and hydrogen. So that is all about elements and compounds. If you have any question, you may tell me in the comment below. I'll see you next time.